Hey guys, welcome back. I am the Real Bearded Businessman. Glad to have you here today. And today we're going to be doing another installment of Refreshments in Crypto. Once again, it is late tonight and I need to make sure that I'm doing good and staying on the ball here. So guys, let me know down below what you guys are drinking. Right here, I got my Strike Force Energy once again. And like I said, I love it because it doesn't have all the crazy dyes and all that other stuff like some of those other energy drinks have. And I also don't get the jitters and I don't get the, any of that crazy feeling. So I'll leave a link down below. And like I said, if I can find a discount code for you guys, I'll throw it down there too. Go check it out. See if it's something for you if you're a big energy drink fan. And go check it out. See if it's something that you may want to try out. So without further ado, let me get into the video here. And while I'm talking, if you guys don't mind, go down to the comments and let me know what you're drinking. And, let me know what you guys think of the article that I'm going to cover today. So, all right, so let's talk about one of the cryptos that I don't, at least I haven't done a whole lot of videos on, but it's something that I've been following for quite a bit here, and it was actually the first thing that I followed, is of course the Bitcoin. And it may not have been the original, but it was definitely the most widely known. And if you follow this market and this industry or whatever closely, it seems that most of the other altcoins track to the Bitcoin, and it seems like the Bitcoin is the biggest anchor, I guess, or the biggest driver, if you will, to the crypto market. So. Essentially, so we got a late breaking news article here, but so a couple folks did a study here and found that a single anonymous market manipulator caused Bitcoin to top $20,000 roughly 2 years ago. And so essentially what they did was they went through and they did a forensic study, and they actually went through and found that tethers, which is a digital currency that's actually it's considered to be a stable coin because it's based off of the U.S. dollar currency. They were going through and going through and transferring dollars to tethers back over here to Bitcoin. And so they were going through all the data. They found the transaction history between the Bitcoin and the tether, and so that's how they found the pattern, and that's how they found out about this market manipulation here. So, and actually, guys, now that I'm talking about this, I thought of something else that I read the other day, and maybe at the end of the video, if you guys stick around, we'll talk about it real quick. It's another Bitcoin crazy volatility thing. So if you're interested, stick around. So essentially they followed these patterns and they found that they all trace back to one large player. And essentially that's what they did. Essentially what this player did was, and they're not identified here, if they were, I'd tell you, but essentially what this large player did was they went through and they were buying this data, or they were buying all these tethers and then Bitcoin, and then little by little, that's what was driving the price and manipulating the price. So, so that's essentially what they did. So I know that one of the big things is if we break out of the article here a little bit, is that one of the big things by both Congress right now, the IRS is trying to tax your Bitcoin or your your crypto investments. I know the SEC's all over it too. They're trying to figure out how to regulate it. And one of the big things that they're trying to figure out how to do, believe it or not, is regulate. And I'm not a huge fan of regulation, but at some point, it's not all bad. There's a lot of the things that the SEC does for, like, say, the stock market and stocks and ETFs and all that stuff. It's not all bad. It really isn't. There's a reason that they do enact that regulation and stuff like that. And believe it or not, one of the biggest, I don't want to say fears, but one of the biggest things that drives the SEC, believe it or not, is the fear that these cryptos are very, very vulnerable to market manipulation. So that's just, like I said, the basis of the article is that, it's crazy to think that a coin that big, like the Bitcoin, and the skyrocket of price that it had could be traced back to one person, which to me that's pretty scary. I have some Bitcoin, and it's kind of the reason that I don't have a whole lot of Bitcoin. In some respects, it's more stable than the others, but in other respects, it's really not. It's still open to the same manipulation that the other ones are. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted to share this article with you guys. I'll throw the link down in the description if you guys are interested in actually reading the article. And like I said, I know there's a couple places that covered this, so if I can, I'll get you those other links too. But like I talked about earlier, one of the other things that I read about here, let me put my tablet down here. But one of the other things that I read about, just wanted to alert you onto, is again about Bitcoin manipulation. And this is one of the other things that really scared me, was that, believe it or not, it's a different study, I believe, found that the price of Bitcoin and the activity of Bitcoin is directly related to how many times it gets searched, its search volume, and how many people are out there searching it, right? So they found that the more times it was searched, the more times you had transactions for Bitcoin, right? And they found a pretty solid correlation. And little by little, doing some more forensic investigation, they were finding out too that some of these investors that maybe were not, only had their own interests in mind, wanted to manipulate the market. They were actually faking Bitcoin searches. So they were, artificially inflating the search volume for the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin transactions, and little by little, people were following that and seeing that, hey, if that's happening, I better get in there and see if I can catch Bitcoin on this run up. And believe it or not, they found that was another area of market manipulation here for Bitcoin. So this is probably not the if you're looking for hey, this Bitcoin's a nice solid investment, this may not be the video for you. So I apologize for that, but it's definitely something I talk about all the time, guys. You got to do your research. You got to find out the risk that's right for you. If this isn't right for you, don't jump into the crypto game, but definitely something to keep your eyes on here, guys. So as always, I like to be as transparent as I possibly can and share with you guys all the articles, whether they're good, they're bad. And hopefully with that information, we all move together, move forward with our investments, find what's right for us, become financially successful and independent. So till next time, guys, enjoy. I wish you nothing but success, and catch you guys on the next video.